As a small island in the Atlantic Ocean, we in Barbados hear a lot about coral reefs, how much we rely on them, and how beautiful they are. But do you know exactly what they are? You're about to find out. A coral reef is a hard underwater structure that is home to millions of marine organisms, or sea creatures. The reef itself is not alive. It's just a hard structure. Imagine it as a kind of sea rock. But it's formed by some tiny animals that live in the reef itself. These animals are called coral polyps. Coral polyps, or corals, are invertebrate animals. This means they don't have a spine. They belong to the same animal group as jellyfish. Corals live in large groups called colonies. A colony may look like a bunch of plants on the seafloor, or just some random rocks. But if you get up close and personal, you see each polyp. There isn't much to a coral polyp besides a mouth and tentacles which it uses to help it feed. A coral polyp can be as small as a pinhead or as large as a pen cover. At the base of it is a hard, protective skeleton made of calcium carbonate, which is the building block of a coral reef. When a polyp attaches itself to a rock on the seafloor, it buds. The budding process means that a polyp divides itself into two or more new polyps. Eventually, thousands of new polyps are created to form a colony of polyps living on a large coral reef. It sounds very spectacular, but it takes thousands of years in order for this to happen. When corals die, they leave behind their skeletons. Brain coral, finger coral, star coral, and elkhorn coral are all hard corals and help to form reefs. Their polyps have hard calcium carbonate bases that keep them firmly cemented to the bottom of the ocean. No, not all coral polyps create colonies that form reefs. Sea fans, sea wits, sea fingers, and wire corals are soft corals. Instead of forming reefs, they gently sway in the ocean currents. You can find skeletons of coral reefs everywhere in Barbados except for the Scotland district. This one was in my yard. It looks like a typical rock, but it has patterns and holes all over it. It was once part of a coral reef, and coral polyps once lived in these holes. In fact, given the picture we saw earlier, this looks like it was once a star coral. Here is an example of the most common type of rock in Barbados, and if you said limestone, you're absolutely right. Coral reefs truly are magnificent creations. They do more than just help and beautify our environment. Without them, Barbados literally would not be where it is today.